ciemno.
Kobiety to przestań. Oczywiście mam płatników. Zgoła, pójdź tam i zgoła.
And just a final question here. Is there any sort of work being done too with the airlines in order to get flights actually on time or not delayed as much? Just curious if there's any work happening there.
Yes. So we've seen almost a doubling in terms of improvement on-time performance since last year. That is a reflection of all the work that we've done across the ecosystem together.
What have you got in your pocket for Nanny? What have you got in your pocket?
Просто капец. У меня даже руки трясутся. Вы что делаете, собаки? Оскар, это что такое? Он как вообще сюда забрался? Джонни, к нам сейчас гости придут, это нельзя! Я же вас только покормила! Оскар, блин!
No, ma deve prendere palloni.
Stephen! I thought you were dead! Fucking hell!
Meme 660.
Proprio. Hoppa. La DH in ste curve, raga, è un po' difficile da girare, perché comunque è lunga e non ha tanto sterzo. Madonna, madonna, raga, che roba è? Oh, oh, oh. 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 Madonna, non sono mai stata così rigida sulla bici in vita mia.
Hey, just cover. Try not to get people to get videos.
Hit it! Oh my god!
It's not clickbait. On March 9th, I will be hosting my last theory episode, at which point I will be handing off the channels to someone else. There it is. That's it. Send tweet. We're all done here. That's all you need to know, right? Oh, wow. Forgive me, by the way, if I'm a little bit more disorganized than usual. Normally, I would want to script out something like this pretty precisely. But with an announcement like this, I wanted to bring it back to just us. There's no one else in the room. There's no teleprompters. There's no nothing. It's just the way that this whole thing started.
This is Hammy.
I'm a potato.
Ever since losing his legs and identifying as a potato, he doesn't like hearing he's a dog.
I said I was a potato.
He has legs, he just chooses not to use them, and now I have a pet potato. And I'm okay with that. I'm proud of my pet potato.
Oh, just a quick thing about the flat Earth. During a lunar eclipse, where the sun casts Earth's shadow on the surface of the moon, you would have some lunar eclipses where the shadow would just be a flat line, and that has never happened. It's always been a curved surface. And the only thing that makes a curved shadow, no matter the angle of the illumination, is a sphere, just so you know.
I did this video where I tipped a pizza delivery guy 10 grand. He came back the next day, knocking on the door. This guy's gonna ask for more money. I ended up opening the door, and he was just sobbing, like crying, and he's like, because of this, I can spend the weekend with my kids, and I haven't seen them in like a month because I work like 3 jobs. So that was like the best reaction I've ever had. It's never gotten better than that.
Please give me $1. Oh, I have no money. Just $1. I'm broke too. $1. I really don't have money, but how much money do you make from begging? $150 a day. Give me that shit. Please give me $1.
All of the water has been removed. The land is still a little high up, but if we fly over here, we can do a slick jump cut into the future. Boom. Now, if we grab the dirt from that, we can outline the giant ruined portal. That's the first layer of this done, but you know what they say, one layer is not all of the layers. It may be inefficient, but it's so much more fun this way. It's actually not inefficient. Also, if you're curious, I'm using this image as a reference for the portal. Check it. Water bucket. Catch. Oh, I didn't catch it! Drop the bucket. Start falling. Catch it. Oh!
It was reported that 92-year-old Rupert Murdoch is set to marry his 67-year-old girlfriend. The couple asked, in lieu of wedding gifts, send lube.
Oh, good, another one.
Oh, another one. It was reported that 92-year-old Rupert Murdoch is set to marry his 67-year-old girlfriend. The couple is registered at Campbell's Funeral Home.
No, boy, this is a rough day for me, man.
Ranking U.S. states based on their state dog. Sadly, most states don't actually have a state dog, which is a tragedy. Delaware's was the Golden Retriever, but only during 2016, so they don't have one anymore. 0 out of 10. Massachusetts has the Boston Terrier, which makes a lot of sense because it's from Boston. So honestly, they deserve a 9 out of 10. Pennsylvania's dog is the Great Dane, which is perfect because Great Danes always look a little old and tired. Like, no matter how old they are, they look like a working class dad with a wife and 3 kids. And if that isn't the most Pennsylvania thing ever, I don't know what is. 10 out of 10. Now, some states don't actually have a breed as their dog, like Georgia's, whose state dog is an adoptable dog, which is kind of wholesome and promotes, like, adoption for dogs. It's not a real dog, so 6 out of 10 for effort. But the adoptable dog isn't anywhere near as good as New York's, which is the working dog. Because in New York, even the dogs need a job to afford rent.
Everybody writes these letters differently, so let's see if we agree on the correct way to do so. I needs to have the 2 lines, otherwise it looks like a lowercase l or a 1. I got rid of that little tail recently in my writing. I think I'm becoming more efficient, so I like that one on the right better. Alright, well here the only reason I keep the tail on the Q is to ensure it doesn't look like a G, so it's practical. I don't have time for like that hooked S. I'm too busy. I can't be like caressing every letter like that. I don't believe a single person accents their P like the one on the left. Like, what is that? So for my uppercase Y, it's straight, but my lowercase Y's I bend a little bit, so I guess just depends. That looks like a backwards 7. Who's teaching our children? This has to be some European shit. It's just like the P. It just feels too inefficient. If I was a first grade teacher and my student handed me the Z on the right, I would push him back a grade.
So this TikToker, his name's Ken, and Ken is on his way to success. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers, he just co-founded a startup company. That company's making like a social calendar app. Things are looking good for him. Until one night he goes out to a bar, and as he's walking home, a random creepy car pulls up next to him and asks him if he wants a ride. Then, 6 weeks later, it happens again. Creepy car pulls up, offers him a ride. So Ken makes a TikTok talking about all this.
Not take free rides from strangers. People are going missing.
And that TikTok blows up, getting him a lot of attention. From that point, his TikTok content changes, and he becomes sort of a true crime investigator. And all his videos become about investigating a string of mysterious deaths across the country.
I know how they're going missing, and I know what we can do about it.
And from there, things escalate quickly. He makes a lot of videos. He says there's a group of serial killers out there targeting young men who are out late in the Chicago area. Shout out to Chicago. He's like pulling up maps. He's connecting all the dots. Then he takes all this information to the police.
Police don't see this. Why do tornadoes hate the USA so much? Tornadoes are much more common in the US than anywhere else in the world. All of Europe records about 300 tornadoes per year, while the US records over 1,500 tornadoes. Moreover, most of the world's tornadoes occur here. This area is known as Tornado Alley, a place absolutely perfect for twisters. Tornado Alley doesn't have clear boundaries, but it is generally considered to include Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and Colorado. The main reason for this is the unique geography. To the south of the central part of the USA, there is a large area with warm water, and to the west, there is a mountain range. And this is where the ideal conditions for tornadoes are created. Warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico meets the cold, dry air of the Rocky Mountains. The warm air rises up, and when it meets the cold air, it forms thunderstorm clouds. Inside the thunderstorm, the air begins to rotate, and if this rotation becomes strong enough, a vortex forms that can descend to the ground and become a tornado.
This is a mug? Huh. Is this? Hold on. Oh my god, it's a heat mug. Can I catch a single fucking break once in my fucking life? Just once! Just once in my life! Don't say... Why? Why? What?
Is it possible to get enough free stuff on your birthday to live off for the entire day?
I heard a rumor that you get a free waffle here on your birthday. Is that true?
Yeah, as far as I know. Miraculously, it worked. And after signing up for every company's reward program until my email exploded, offers started to roll in for a free car wash, a free crumble cookie. This is the thickest cookie I've ever seen. $10 in free gameplay at Dave & Buster's. I won a kazoo. A free pasta lunch from Piata.
You know, some other Italian restaurants only give you a free dessert on your birthday. I'm looking at you, Olive Garden.
Then I saw that the circus was in town.
Is the show free on your birthday?
But I did get free popcorn, free ribs, then CVS gives you $3 store credit, which was enough for candles.
Now I just need to find a cake to put them in. So which one would you like? I've heard the red velvet is nothing but incredible.
This brings my free total to $96.
Dude, what's the name of the song? You mean you don't know? Know what? The author of the song named it so that no one could find it.
A group of landlords just threw a party to celebrate the fact that they are now able to legally evict people from their homes again. And super shockingly, it did not end well. With this whole situation going down in Berkeley, California, where the Berkeley Property Owners Association, BPOA, hosted a party at a local bar to celebrate the end of the city's eviction moratorium. And the president of the BPOA defending the party and saying to reporters, "We are celebrating the end of the tenants who could have paid rent and chose not to." And obviously, the second this event was announced online, it got a ton of backlash from advocates and activists in the city. With the local outlet Berkeley Side reporting that a group of roughly 100 advocates from the tenant and neighborhood councils, Berkeley Tenants Union, and other groups gathered outside the pub to picket the event, which despite the public reaction was attended by about 24 landlords. And according to Berkeley Side, the picketers yelled chants and shouted "parasite" and "get a job" at the landlords who entered the building. But then about an hour into the demonstration, the protesters streaming into the venue and they started circling around the patio of the pub. And they continued to picket for about a minute and a half more, and then all hell broke loose. Multiple fights started between the two groups, and in the aftermath, both sides appeared to blame the other for the violence. Follow to stay in the loop.
3 video game Easter eggs that took gamers years
years to find. For the first 4 years of Nier Automata, players were just beating the game normally, until a guy called Lance McDonald found out that you could beat the entire game just after beating the first boss. Stand in between these barrels, input this button combination, and you'll skip all the way to the ending and unlock all the bonus modes. Then there's Super Punch-Out, which for 28 years, people thought it was just a single-player game, until Twitter user Unlisted Cheats found out if you hold a very specific button combination while using a second controller, you'll enter a secret 2-player game mode. And it gets weirder. 23 years after Super Mario Early Years was released, a developer revealed in an interview that there was an Easter egg that no one had found yet. So the YouTuber HidleC decided to get to work and quickly found out if you click this exact pixel in the dirt, the makers of the game would just pop up in a window and say, "Hello, hello." Subscribe to Bundon.